Hey everybody, welcome to NarcShield. This is part 2 of the Johnny Depp and Amberheard video. I was worried that it wasn't going to download, so I decided to go ahead and cut it and make part 2. I was almost done, but I wanted to thank you guys again for commenting. And so if this is your first time, you might want to go and look at the other videos and then come back to this. And I hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. So I wanted to say that I really did appreciate the comments. It did make me look into it a little bit more. I did think that Amberheard was the one who looked like the abuser and what I could hear. I did notice that, I believe it was today or yesterday, that there was maybe a court case or there was court maybe in London, and that Johnny Depp, there were some messages played. So I'm not sure if I read that right, but or heard that right. But I want to just say something about the Johnny Depp messages that were supposedly seen, or I think they were seen by the judge or in court. I don't have that right in front of me, but you guys who've been paying attention, I think you know what I'm talking about. And I believe he was on a plane and he was sending his friend some messages and supposedly was kind of wasted or whatever, and was just kind of like complaining and going on and on about Amber because he was upset. I mean, he did say some like really horrible things, because it was something about like burning her or something. And I was like, please tell me he didn't write this stuff. Please tell me he didn't write this stuff. But then I thought about it. Now, I do not like what Johnny Depp said, okay? And I'm just one of these people that I do like to have all the information. And because I don't have all the information, and I'm just gonna say, like, when I hear something bad on whoever's side, okay? I am a Johnny Depp fan, but still, this was really bad what he said. I get that we get mad, and we have all been in, well, anyway, let me just speak in the I terms. We get in these relationships sometimes, and you get so upset and tired, and you're just mad and you just want to vent. And so I do believe he was venting and just kind of talking. I don't think he really meant what he was saying, as horrible as it sounded. And I know that, I remember one time, I didn't say anything like that, but I remember saying something about somebody. I was just so upset, and I was just like, I hate him. And I said, I don't even want to say what is it. I mean, I thought, because I don't want to put it out in the universe. And then I was talking to my best friend, and I immediately said, oh my gosh, I didn't mean that. That is so horrible. I can't believe I said that. And my best friend was like, Jennifer, I know you didn't mean that. And it's not like it's going to really happen. I was like, well, I kind of threw it out there in the universe, and I would never forgive myself if something actually happened to this person, because I really loved this person. I mean, I loved them, and so I certainly didn't mean I would want anything bad to happen to them. But I guess there was like, you're so upset, there's a part of you that is just like, and so you say these horrible things. So I do believe that Johnny Depp might have been doing that, but what he said was really bad. Really bad. And he did immediately do exactly what I just said. Right after that, he was like, I really love her and I wouldn't ever hurt her. And I do believe that, because I have definitely been there. I'm not going to lie about it. And I think a lot of people who have been in these relationships, and when it's in the end, in that toxic part, and you're in that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and the fighting and all of that, you say things you don't mean sometimes to each other. It's so toxic, and he didn't say it to her. I'm not going to say he has never said anything to her bad either. I mean, it could come out that he did, but that's what happens in these relationships. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to physically hurt somebody in that way. Emotional abuse is emotional abuse, though. And I do believe that a lot of times these fights, I mean, they're just toxic relationships, and the best thing for them was to go ahead and get out. And it's hard for us to see. And I know he really loved her. Or at least I feel like he did, from what I could hear in the way what he was saying, and I do believe that from what I heard. But again, I need to hear a little bit more. And I know how it can feel, and it's like you love them, But there's times you just don't really like them because they're not really nice. And then, eventually our narcissistic traits start to come out, because we all have narcissistic traits, and we take the beating, and we take the beating, and we take the beating, and we take the blame. And for so long, there's so many times that we'll do that just to make it go away and to make up and, all of that. And eventually it's like, hey, we take up for ourselves. And that's usually when that fighting starts. And you know what? I believe in a second, he probably was like, I don't really like her. And he's saying these really horrible things. But then he did say right after, and I do believe that he meant that, because if you've been in a narcissistic relationship, you know what those fights are like, and you probably said some things you didn't mean to your partner. I know that I have done that in the past. I immediately always feel bad when I do something like that. The guilt is horrible. The narcissist doesn't have that guilt, so they're just like, whatever. And they're all too happy for you to be like, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, because that is taking the focus off of them and onto you. They're not saying that to you. That's the difference. And so, you know what? I didn't hear any of that in those conversations with Amber. I didn't hear her saying, I'm sorry for anything. I didn't hear her taking responsibility for anything. All I heard was her trying to get control of the conversation, get control of Johnny Depp's emotions in those conversations, and just try to get the power back in that relationship to get whatever it is that she needed and wanted in the moment. And I also heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that a month after they were together, she was with someone else. And I guess there's been other affairs or whatever. That's not someone who's in love with someone. So, I mean, unless Johnny Depp knew that they were going to have an open marriage, or, maybe they did. I don't know that either. But if you're cheating like that, unless there was some kind of agreement like that, I don't see that as love. I see that as betrayal. And I think that, that's emotional, that causes into that emotional abuse too, in a month after. So correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know. I'm just going by things that I heard. And you know what? The truth is, this is their relationship. And I feel really bad that people go through this period. It's, we're all on our journey. And I know that people who have been in narcissistic abusive relationships, we have our own stuff to learn, and so that we don't go through it again. And sometimes you have to go through it over and over and over again until you finally get it, because we have to face ourselves too. It's like, why do I keep putting up with people like that? Why am I always taking the blame? Why am I always saying I'm sorry? Why am I letting people walk all over my boundaries and walk all over me? Why am I not able to speak up for myself? Why do I put up with the things that I do? And so we need to go ahead and look at that stuff so that we can. It took me a lot longer in life to do that. So, but here I am. And I can tell you that the narcissistic people don't really want to hang out with me. I can tell you that if you know me, you won't be seeing them around me. They don't want to be around me, because narcissistic people don't want to be around healthy people. They want to be around people that aren't healthy so that they can manipulate it and make it work for them. And that is how that works. So until next time, I'm on to the next video. I'm actually going to do another video because I'm supposed to be doing My Story Friday. So I'm going to do that. Thank you so much. I'll probably talk more about this. I would love to go to Virginia to check out this. I'm going to have to look it up. What do you guys think? Do you think I can do that? I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting. I mean, I'm kind of fascinated now. I feel bad that this has even happened, but I can tell you right now, if this And it's already been, she's already said that she, oh, let me mention this. I know I'm always bouncing around, but let's just keep it real. This is me. She's like talking, she became an advocate for abuse victims. Okay, I think that's great to be an advocate. And if you are recovering, and you want to go, hey, you know what? I abused Johnny Depp. I actually said that he abused me and he didn't. And I actually abused him too. And I never said that I did. And so I came out. There needs to be an apology there for victims out there, because people are looking at you as someone who's speaking for them. And I don't agree with that. So, yeah, might want to do, I just don't think that's really cool. So I don't know if they're going to take that away from her now that she's admitted a lot of this stuff on the tapes, but they had a toxic relationship. They are ending the relationship. It's sad that it went this way, but if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, that smear campaign is there. And even if, I don't know where it all started. I kind of thought that it was the Amber from what I could hear, but then again, I don't know. And I can't say that anybody in this relationship is an actual narcissist. But I definitely saw a lot of the traits and signs there, but I don't know everything. However, it was just a toxic relationship that needed to end, and it was going to end at some point. But there's going to be lots of flying monkeys. There are going to be lots of narcissists, and they're going to want to make money off of it. They're going, even people like me, we're talking about it. However, I do believe in bringing awareness, and I definitely thought from those tapes that Johnny Depp was being emotionally abused. I could be wrong. And if I am, I will admit so. And I do want to pay attention to it because I did speak out on it. And I'm really sorry that these two went through this at all. It's sad for everybody around. There's families, there's friends, there's a lot of things at stake, careers. And if it comes out that he lost all this money because of something like this, awareness needs to be out there for everybody, because this could happen to you. It can happen to anybody. You could be the next victim of narcissistic abuse. And look at Johnny Depp missing millions and millions of dollars and losing, his credibility, and he's fighting for it. And I have to give him credit. He is out there fighting for his reputation and what he believes in. And I have to say, he has a lot of people, including his past relationships, speaking up for him. So I have to say I kind of believe Johnny Depp, but we'll see. All right, until next time, bye. Thank you for coming to my channel. Bye.